Welcome to my channel, Wake Up Bright, where I share all the things that help me live each day a little brighter. I'm April Lauren and I'm on a journey to lose 200 pounds. Today's video is all about YouTube and partly about my journey to creating a YouTube channel. And today's video is sponsored by Squarespace. Squarespace is an online platform you can use to further your business goals. In today's video, I'm going to cover these 4 topics. I'm going to share my YouTube story, how I created it, why I created it, and how my channel has grown to be the size that it is. It is not the biggest channel, but it is bigger than I ever thought it would be. I'm going to answer the question, should you create a YouTube channel in 2021? Also, I'm going to answer a very common question on my channel, should you start a weight loss journey YouTube? And lastly, I'm going to share what no one shares about YouTube, I feel like. I don't know if I've heard anyone just say it. I think everybody knows it, but nobody really says it. And if they do, they're not saying it very often. So I'm very excited for that portion of the video. If at any time you want to jump around to different parts, there's always going to be a jump around menu down in the description below. If you're interested in watching, let's go ahead and get started. My YouTube story. So I created my YouTube first in 2017 and I was going to share a weight loss journey, and instead I broke my leg. So and my leg, I didn't just break it, it was pretty terrible and I had multiple surgeries, and that kind of froze my journey a little bit. And so then my husband deployed about a year later, and I was still recovering, learning to walk again without crutches, and it's a very long process. And so then we moved, my husband deployed, and I spent the entire time he was deployed working and then doing YouTube. And I did that for the 9 months that he was gone, and when he came back, I didn't do any more YouTube. And I made all of the classic mistakes that most people made. I didn't have a niche. I posted mostly like lifestyle and like homemaking type content, and then military spouse content, and it was just kind of all over the place. And when he came home, I didn't post anymore. I just stopped, like cold turkey. Well, I guess I did have a couple more posts that I did put up, but it was very sporadic, like one every like 4 months, and that's completely okay. I will cherish the content that I have, even though it's private for the most part, forever. I'm so glad that I created it, and I'm so grateful for the learning process. So by creating that stuff, I learned how YouTube works. I learned how to read the analytics. I did research and I learned how to do so many different things, and I improved just my skill set professionally, which is very valuable. So then in July 2020, I had recently been laid off and we were all quarantined, and I was like, I need to get this weight off. This is the time. The weight has to come off. And then I was kind of figuring out how to hold myself accountable, and I also wanted to document my journey for me. And so at this point I had about 1,500 subscribers. I hadn't posted in maybe 6 months or more, not at all. And I was like, okay, I'm going to document and I'm going to share my weight loss journey, and maybe nobody will ever watch these videos, and maybe I'll lose my 1,500 subscribers because I'm just gonna put it all out there so that I remember and I know. And that's what I started doing. I just started posting content, and it wasn't just content, it was my story, and it's still what I post is my weight loss journey story. And it hasn't been easy to post, and it's not easy to share, but I try to post the good and the bad, the ups and the downs, and that is what I'm doing. And if my journey helps one other person on their journey, then I think that sharing it is worth it. we're gonna move on to the next part. Should you create a YouTube in 2021? If you have something valuable, and you do, you have your story is unique. It is relatable. If you have any desire to share your story, to share your life, to share lessons you've learned or knowledge that you've acquired, if you have motivation, if you have a drive or a push somewhere, a little voice in your head urging you to share it, then you should share it. And you should share it in whatever format is going to reach the most amount of people potentially. And YouTube is a huge platform, and you can reach so many people. And my recommendation is, if you've ever had that thought that you want to create and you want to share and you want to uplift people through content, through your story, which if you share your story, you will uplift people. You will uplift people with your story. It could be a story about how you run a marathon, a story about how you overcame some sort of adversity. It could be a story about how you learned how to tie your shoes. If it is something that is important to you, and if someone would have helped you by sharing a similar story with you, go through your experience, then that's something valuable and something worth sharing. And I encourage you to start, and to start now. Don't wait. Don't even wait until 2021. Just go ahead, pick up your phone if you don't have a camera, and start documenting. Document your story. Now, in order to do this, you do have to get to a place where you just don't care about other people's opinion. And I mean, that could be on a spectrum. So if it's a spectrum, I care very much, and other people's opinions have the extreme power over me is here, and I don't give a, you know what, I don't care what anyone says is over here. Like, you just want to be on this half of the spectrum. Like, you don't have to be all the way over here, because it's very hard to completely be all the way over there. Just get on this side. If you can make the jump to this side of the spectrum, be on this half, that's good. Because what other people think about you, it does not matter. It does not matter, and that is still one of the hardest things for me. Deciding that other people's opinions matter less than my opinions of my own self was a very hard thing to learn, and I'm so happy and grateful that I did. And sometimes I forget that. Sometimes I forget. And then I have to remind myself. But let's go ahead and move on. If you are on a weight loss journey, should you share it? But before we do, I'm going to jump into the sponsored portion of today's video. Thank you, Squarespace, for sponsoring this video. We're gonna take a quick look at what Squarespace can do for you, whether it's that you wanna write your story, or you want to do YouTube and you also would like to have a website to direct people to share more details about your story. Let's look at Squarespace. As I shared recently, I'm creating a website and a blog with Squarespace. Earlier this month, I selected a template and I've been building it out. It will be launching in the first or second week of January, and I'm just thrilled. My experience has been so good and so easy. The Squarespace platform is so user-friendly. It allows me to focus more on my creative wants and on my photographs than on the technical side of website creation. Squarespace has a very user-friendly platform and so many templates to choose from, with so many options, from having a store to, like me, having a blog. The system is designed for easy importing from Twitter, IG, and others, as well as for social sharing, meaning you can push content from your website to your social profile so that your friends, family, or others interested in your story are notified. Also, site management is a breeze. The Squarespace blog is currently available for iOS and Android, so you can manage your site on the go. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/AprilLauren to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. So let's talk about, should you share your weight loss journey? I absolutely think that you should share your weight loss journey. However, sharing your weight loss journey by videoing it and putting yourself out there in a very raw way is very difficult. So make sure that you're ready for it. I did not think people were going to watch my journey. I really didn't. I thought maybe one day people would, but that it would have to be after. Like, I would have to get to the after point before anyone would care about why I started, where I'm at, who, like how, any of the things, any of the details about me. I really didn't think anyone would. And then I was like, but if it helps one other person, then it will be good. And if it doesn't, it will help me, and that's good. So if you have that mentality and you can face a heavy dose of criticism and it's very constant. There's negativity, even on my channel, I don't get a lot of negativity. It's definitely, and I think probably most channels, most people are probably this way. I would say less than 5% for most people is going to be negative. And I would say on my channel, it's like less than 3% is negative. But that negativity, it's people that know how to pick out your points, like the points that are your biggest insecurities, and then they push on that, and so it can really affect you. My caution is, if you want to create a weight loss YouTube channel, is that you find ways to protect yourself from that. So that could look like a bunch of different things, and if that's something that you guys would like a video on, I don't know if I would do it on YouTube or maybe Instagram, but just comment down below and let me know. And really that's gonna play into if you have a fitness channel, if you have a cooking channel, any type of channel that you create, you're gonna have a heavy dose of negativity, and you're gonna want to learn how to manage it and how to not let it control you. So just comment down below if that's something you're interested in. And the answer that I've kind of beat around the bush is, should you share your weight loss journey on YouTube? And I think it's the same as if you should start a YouTube channel to begin with. If you feel a push to create and to share, maybe it's for you, or maybe it's for your child or your sister or someone that you love, just creating and sharing your story, or for your future self, then you should do it. And don't look back. Don't second guess yourself. Just do it. And yeah, so that's my advice. Just do it. But know the repercussions. And don't make it your end all be all. It can't be what drives you forward. You have to be in a place where you are driving yourself on your weight loss journey forward. And let's talk about the very last thing that I'm going to talk about in this little video, and that is what no one tells you about creating a YouTube channel. So we're going to go back to my YouTube story, and in July I started posting on my YouTube channel, and I decided I was going to post every week at least once, and I was going to do weigh-in Wednesdays. And this is just partly of how I've been tracking my weight loss journey. So I knew I wanted to post, I wanted to weigh in once a week. Once a month I wanted to do my measurements. So I had that structure I knew I was going to be doing. And this past month in December I've stepped away from that, but January I'm going right back to it. So I had the structure that I wanted to do, and I just started. I started anything that I wanted to do, I just did, and I shared it. And anything that I felt like would have been of value to me if I had heard it earlier in my life, I shared it. And I just kept sharing some of my deepest and darkest feelings, and anything that I wanted to hide, I shared. I don't really know what's wrong with me and why I decided to do that, but I know I have the tendency to bury things that hurt me or make me feel bad about myself. Like, it's like I try to hide them. And so what I decided to do with my YouTube channel in this regard is, if it was something I was trying to hide, I just put it out there. Like, my weight. It was the hardest thing in the world to say my weight out loud. And so I just put it in a YouTube video. And I feel like sharing those dark parts of my story, the sadness, and not just the sadness, but also happy things as well. But just being transparent gave my channel maybe not something different than was already out there, but maybe something different. And for whatever reason, that resonated with people. And all of a sudden I had a few videos, the first one being how I became fat or morbidly obese. I'll put the card right here. And that video just started taking off. It wasn't even the first one. There was other videos that started taking off first. That one was just the one. It's like I had 3 videos and they all started rising together, and then all of a sudden that one just took off. And let me back it up. So I had been posting for about 3.5 weeks, and me and my workout buddy were working out, and so I had just had an upload, and I went outside and like we're working out. I like looked at my phone, and all of a sudden it had jumped up like 5 subscribers, and I'm like, what? I just got 5 new subscribers, which is amazing. And thank you all for subscribing. But like, it blew my mind. And so like I had to pause our workout, and I like went inside and I like looked, and I was like, oh my gosh, my video has 200 views. And I was just, but then I watched, it was like I couldn't look away as it just continued. And I wouldn't even call my videos like viral videos, but they did get a little bit of a surge. And one thing that no one shares about YouTube is that this is how your channel grows. You can, and you should do all of the little things. So there are so many creators out there that create great like YouTube channels. I love them. There's one, Catherine Manning. I really enjoy her content. There are so many others. I'll put links down below in the description too. There's merit and there's benefits to dotting all of your I's and crossing all of your T's. But at the end of the day, posting your content, like whatever you create, just posting it is enough. For instance, I watch a YouTube channel called The Chatwins, and they posted a baby mama video. She was pregnant with triplets. It's the cutest video. I'll tag it up here and link it in the description. It's the cutest video. That one video was like the only video they had created, and it propelled their channel. I think they have like 700,000 subscribers or maybe more at this point. But that video very quickly reached millions of views and hundreds of thousands of subscribers very quickly. So the magic of YouTube is that anyone can create content and anyone's channel can explode at any time. So should you create a YouTube channel specifically because you want to make it your career? Maybe. I mean, maybe you should do that. But I think creating a YouTube channel because you have something to say, because you have something to share, because there's value that you can add on a specific topic or in general, I think that you should start a YouTube channel. And I think you should start it knowing that you could stress yourself out to the brink. And that's not exactly what's going to make the biggest difference. That's what no one says. Now, if you do keep posting, you will get a following. And that is amazing. It's amazing to have people subscribe to your channel and follow your journey, your life journey. But I think the secret is that there isn't anything you can do other than be yourself. Your very raw, transparent self. There's another YouTuber that I really enjoy, and since this is a weight loss channel, you guys probably watch her because she has, I think, like 300,000 subscribers. If not, she's pretty close or over. But Beatrice Caruso, I did not find her channel until after I had started posting, and when I found her channel, I don't remember how many subscribers she had, but her channel just exploded, and it continues to explode. And it does that because, for one, she's sharing something that's important and it's helpful to so many people. But then the other side to that is she's hilarious. She has an amazing personality and she's a joy to watch. So it's that combination that is the reason that she has blown up. And so that shouldn't deter you from starting a YouTube channel. My hope is that sharing that there is no magic thing to do, but there is a magic thing that happens and you don't have control over it. You do not have control over the magic thing if it's going to happen. You only have control over what you can do. And the best thing for you to do is to be 100% yourself and to just share your story with your voice. And that's a beautiful thing. And you have the potential to blow up on your YouTube channel like the Chatwins or Beatrice Caruso, or you could have a smaller channel like I have, or maybe you just have 1,000 subscribers or 50 subscribers, or maybe you don't even have a public channel and it's just a place for you to go to learn from yourself. All of those things are amazing and beneficial. So I hope that my little video has been helpful, and I hope that it has been encouraging, and I hope that you start a YouTube channel. Comment down below and let me know if you have one or if you're starting one. I would love to know. And yeah, I am so happy that you're here. If you haven't and you'd like to follow along on my journey, on my story, then click that subscribe button and ding the bell. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Love you guys. Bye.